Well, in the wake of last month's severe weather outbreak, which caused widespread damage to the Houston area, many are still working to repair or rebuild their homes, and that can be really hard to navigate. So we asked certified financial planner Michael Neuenschwander with Outlook Wealth Advisors to join us. He's got the 5 steps to help us financially recover when you've got a weather disaster like that. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, thank you, Heather.
Well, it's a big thing to take in that this damage has happened to your home. What are some of the first steps people should be taking?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully most people made it through okay, but we're in the beginning of hurricane season,
right,
so even if it didn't affect you, remember these steps for next time. But unfortunately, the number one, watch out for scams. I mean, when big disasters hit, you have contractors who don't even live in the area. They're actually called storm chasers. They sort of flood in. And unfortunately, it doesn't mean they're bad contractors, but are they going to be around next month or 2 months from now if you need some work or they didn't finish the job? Some red flags there is if somebody's going door to door offering to fix your property, or they're simply saying they need cash up front, definitely some red flags, things to watch out for. Next thing, though, is make sure you file insurance. I mean, as quickly as possible, too. So if there may be potentially hundreds of thousands of people that have damage, insurance isn't going to get out there tomorrow. So when you file your insurance, document everything. Take pictures, write everything down, whether it's damage to your house, your apartment, property, cars, etc. Because often, even if insurance doesn't pay 100%, keep a copy of all that for yourself because it's actually tax deductible as well. So,
okay. And, and on that point, quickly, I've talked with the Insurance Council of Texas, and they're asking people to be patient because there were a lot of claims filed. They're just trying to work through them.
Yeah. And oftentimes you got to start the process. Rip the carpet out, get rid of drywall.
Yeah.
You can't wait a week or two for the claims adjusters to show up.
Yeah.
So next thing, though, is also you got to prioritize your spending. So if you're potentially going to be out of the house for weeks, may talk to your internet provider, have them pause service so you don't keep paying for that service. If you're fortunate staying at friends or family, maybe use their streaming services. So maybe cut yours for a month or two, because more than likely you're going to have some extra expense, obviously, to go with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then speaking of expenses, though, you got to prioritize your expenses as well. Meaning, if you're filing an insurance claim, well, make sure you're actually paid up on your insurance policies. That's the easiest way for them to deny you. Is like, well, you didn't pay us, and make sure you pay your mortgage. Certain things like that you can't sort of go without. But often, if you're going to be a little short or a little tight, reach out to those companies. Just let them know what's going on.
Yeah.
They typically will work with you, but you're much better off being proactive than simply just not paying the bill at all.
Yeah, they need to know that you're dealing with this disaster.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, we know that a lot of people might be underinsured, or maybe they even canceled their flood insurance or things like that because times have been so tough. Yeah. How can people maybe start to navigate, having some really big bills they might have to deal with?
Yeah, so we can look and say the average credit card rate out there, unfortunately, is plus 20%. So anything you can do to not put it on the credit card bill. So as a certified financial planner, I mean, one of the things we always recommend people prioritize is having a little bit of that emergency fund.
Yeah.
And as I said, we're in the beginning of hurricane season, so if you didn't get hit by May's storms, well, then maybe this is the time to get prepared and start putting a little bit away so that if that emergency hits, you don't have to go right to the credit card to get it.
Yeah, some great tips. Anything else we should keep in mind?
No, that's the big ones. Is just have a plan and make sure, if we were lucky today, we all know Houston weather, we're going to have it again. So
just
get your ducks in order and take those pictures today, even if you had no issues, because then you have a solid record of all your goods, what everything looked like before any damage.
All right, Michael Neuenschwander with Outlook Wealth Advisors. Thanks so much for being with us. We really appreciate it. Some great advice.
Thanks.